Hello, my name is Rob Evans, and I'm the Manager of Organizational Assessments and K-12 Services for Margolis Healy, and the School Security Liaison Officer for Vermont's Agency of Education and Department of Public Safety. This facilitated dialogue is designed to initiate a conversation with your staff about how your school would respond to a bus accident and to familiarize you with your school's current emergency operations plans, policies, and procedures. Please remember the following guidelines throughout your discussions. This is a great opportunity to work through an emergency preparedness exercise together. This is a low-stress, no-fault environment. There are absolutely no right or wrong answers. I do not know, or we don't have that, are okay and acceptable answers. The date is November 15th, 2016. It's currently 35 degrees with reports of freezing rain and slippery roads. At 3 o'clock p.m., your school is informed that a school bus carrying 30 of your children has been involved in an accident. The bus driver and several students are reported to be seriously injured. The location of the accident is approximately 10 miles away from your school. What would the principal do with this information? With who or whom would he or she share this information? In your current role, what would you do with this information? How would you know what to do? Is it common sense, established policy, guidance from a supervisor? Is the district office notified of this event? And if so, who makes this notification? And what strategies are developed to deal with this situation? And who specifically is involved in developing these strategies? Do you currently have any policies that will assist in guiding your response actions? Will you send a school representative to the scene to assist in your response? And if so, who or whom, and what will be their specific role? Are current plans in place to coordinate your emergency response actions with your local bus company? Have you ever conducted an exercise with your bus company to test your response actions to an incident like this? How do you communicate directly with the bus company or the bus driver involved in this incident? And does your current staffing at this time of day cause any resource issues for dealing with this event? Please do not advance to the next slide until your conversations are complete. At 3:15 p.m., your school is notified by local first responders that 3 children and the bus driver are being transported to the hospital for injuries sustained in the accident. What actions do you take at this point? What specific procedures are followed by school officials? Are you considering notifying parents of this situation? And if so, who makes this notification? How does it happen? And does the district office assist with this notification? How would you coordinate the transportation of the remaining uninjured children on the bus to the school or alternate location? What actions are you taking at your school to inform your staff and student body of the events taking place? What plans will you put in place to deal with parents who may be arriving at your school after hearing of this accident? Who will be in charge of developing this plan? What arrangements are being made, if any, for a school representative to travel to the local hospital where the injured students are being taken? How will you coordinate your efforts with local first responders at the scene of the accident? And would you implement the incident command system? And if so, who is identified as the incident commander? Please do not advance to the next slide until your conversations are complete. At 3:45 p.m., coordination has been made for the uninjured children to be transported to the school. How do you communicate this information to the parents of the children involved? Who specifically at your school will coordinate these efforts? What plans are in place to coordinate any media inquiries about this incident? Is the district office a part of this process? Do you plan to coordinate for mental health resources for any of the children involved? If so, what are those resources and who coordinates for them? What plans do you put in place to deal with the parents involved upon their arrival at your school? Would local first responders or a bus company representative be at your school to answer any questions the parent might have about the accident? Who will be in charge of communicating with the parents of the injured children? How does this communication take place? Does a representative from your school or district office travel to the local hospital to make this coordination? Please do not advance to the next slide until your conversations are complete. At 4:15 p.m., all uninjured children have arrived back at school. The parents of these children are arriving to pick up their children at the school. Who is responsible for the family reunification process? Do you have a current policy that defines this family reunification process? If so, when have you last trained or exercised this process? Does your current staffing level provide personnel challenges for this reunification process? If so, how do you coordinate for additional assistance? Are you intending to provide mental health resources for those involved and your school community the following day? If so, what resources do you call and how will they be provided? How will you continue to communicate with parents and the press about this situation the following day? Who will be responsible for this communication? Please do not advance to the next slide until your conversations are complete. Additional considerations. What additional incident command training has been identified for school staff to attend? Does your school have more than one person trained to use your mass notification system? Do you have a plan for command and control during an emergency if senior school officials from your school are not present during an emergency? Have you ever trained with local first responders on how to deal with a situation like this? Does your local bus company have contingency plans in place to assist with immediate transport needs during a situation like this? Will local mental health resources be able to provide for the resources you are requesting? Thank you for participating in this exercise, and please feel free to contact me if you need additional information.